Shri D.Y. Patil, Founder President of the D.Y. Patil Education Society, President Dr. Sanjay D. Patil, Chancellor Dr. Vijay Barkar, Vice Chancellor Dr. Prakash B. Behre, Shriman Shahu Chhatrapati Maharaj, Dr. Arun Kumar Agarwal, Shri Satej D. Patil, MLC, Deans, faculty, parents, and my dear students of the graduating class. Thank you for inviting me to deliver the convocation address today. I greet you on the occasion of the 6th convocation of your university that has, in a short span of time, carved out a special place for itself in the field of medical education and research. I'm happy that your university has recognized that education and research are inseparable twins. Research and scholarship will raise the quality of education, and high-quality education will turn out the scholars who will advance research. The aims of education and research are the same: to add to the body of knowledge and to the tribe of scholars on a subject. I wish the university success in its endeavors to advance both education and research. Today, you've honored two distinguished citizens of India. The first is Shriman Shahu Chhatrapati Maharaj of Kolhapur, who upholds the great traditions of Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj of Kolhapur, who ruled the princely state of Kolhapur between 1874 and 1922. Education, equality, industry, agriculture, sports, and communications were matters that marked the administration of the late ruler, and I'm happy that the recipient of your honor continues the traditions of his great-grandfather. The second is Dr. Arun Kumar Agarwal, who has made a significant contribution to medicine through the practice of medicine, research, and teaching. He is a pioneer in the field of prevention of deafness, and he's an example for young doctors and what can be achieved in a lifetime in the practice of medicine. I offer my warm congratulations to the two recipients of the honorary degree conferred by your university. You have chosen a rural area of Maharashtra to locate your institution and provide medical education and health care. Every day, in the hospital wards and the outpatient departments, you will encounter the challenges faced by a developing country. Sickness and disease cut across differences of race, religion, caste, and language, and I dare say, even differences of income and wealth. At the same time, let us remember that the poor are more vulnerable because of poor living conditions, poor quality of water, poor sanitation, and limited access to treatment and medicines. The rich are vulnerable in their own way and are more affected by lifestyle diseases. In a developing country that faces multiple challenges, it is not easy to identify priorities and allocate resources. How shall we spend the money we have? Shall we invest more in primary and secondary schools? Or shall we provide large funds to institutes of advanced learning? How do we balance the twin needs of a vast country that must provide basic education to all, and at the same time, create a body of qualified doctors, engineers, technologists, and experts in every field? Even in the area of healthcare, how do we allocate resources between the need to take care of the health of our children under 12 years, 295 million, and the need to ensure the well-being of our senior citizens over 60 years, 104 million. In my brief address today, I wish to dwell on a subject that is of vital importance to the future of our country, and that is the health of our children. Once upon a time, a large population was considered a burden and a drag on growth. Today, many countries find that their small and declining in size population threatens their very existence. There is a general consensus that the population of a country must remain at least stable. India's efforts to moderate the growth of the population have yielded splendid results. The total fertility rate, TFR, has come down to 2.2. That means each childbearing woman will bear 2.2 children in her lifetime. The replacement rate of TFR, as you know, is 2.1, and we are close to achieving that rate. States such as Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal and Tamil Nadu are below that rate. And states such as Haryana, Odisha, Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand have achieved that rate. It is only a handful of states such as Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, Rajasthan, Meghalaya, Manipur and Nagaland that have a TFR of more than 2.1. India will stabilize its population. Demographers have put the years between 2045 and 2050 and the population at 1,600 million. The question is, what next? In my view, along with the goal of a stable population, we must pursue the goal of a healthy population. Hence, the focus must be on our children. In a stable population, every newborn child must survive. Every surviving child must be healthy and grow into a healthy adult. And every adult must acquire the education and the skills needed to be a productive and useful citizen until death. What is the status of our children today? Rajiv Gandhi's path-breaking and far-sighted idea led to the creation of a Ministry of Human Resource Development. That idea seems to have been abandoned. Today, our idea of human resource development seems to be minus child development, minus child health, and minus child nutrition. Let us always remember that education is for the child. Education will unleash the full potential of the child only if the child is well fed and healthy. What is the state of child health and child nutrition in the country? The National Family Health Survey 2015-16 is the fourth in the NFHS series. It has provided the most comprehensive information and data on population, health and nutrition. Since independence in 1947, life expectancy has increased from 32 years to 68 years and literacy from 16% to 73%. Nevertheless, the state of our children, especially their health and nutrition, is a matter of shame. I've looked at the data for 2005-06 and 2015-16. Sex ratio at birth, that is females per 1,000 male children, has improved only marginally from 914 to 919. At the current rate of improvement, it may take many decades to achieve full gender parity. Infant mortality rate has declined from 57 to 41. But remember, the world's average is 30.5 and the world's best is only 2. Under 5 mortality rate has declined from 74 to 50. But remember, the world's average is 41 and the world's best is 2.1. There is a long, long way to go. Besides, I have a deeper and more important concern. Of the children who survive birth and who live beyond 5 years, what is the state of their nutrition and health? In 2015-16, only 62% of children had been fully immunized. Among children below the age of 5, 1 out of 2 is anemic. 1 out of 2 is anemic. 1 out of 3 is underweight and stunted. And 1 out of 5 is wasted. 1 out of 5 is wasted. The reasons are inadequate food, low nutrition, bad drinking water, and appalling sanitation. As doctors, you know that the first 5 years of a child determine by and large the physical and mental development and consequently the general health during the rest of the child's life. Besides, India is a signatory to the United Nations Human Rights Commission's Convention on the Rights of the Child. Article 24, sub-article 1 of the Convention states that, and I quote, "State parties shall recognize the right of the child to the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of health and to facilities for the treatment of illness and rehabilitation of health. State parties shall strive to ensure that no child is deprived of his or her right of access to such healthcare services." Conscious of our obligation, Parliament enacted the National Food Security Act 2013. It promised a certain quantity of grain per person per month. Special provisions were made for pregnant and lactating mothers and children. Modest nutritional standards were specified for various categories. Sadly, the promise of the Act remains unfulfilled. Meanwhile, the commitment of the state governments and the central government to children is also suspect. Allocations to human resource development, health and family welfare, and women and child development as a percentage of total expenditure are either stagnant or have declined. Because of neglect, the quality of our human resources is poor. From economic growth to national security, and from technological progress to social harmony, everything depends upon the quality of human capital. The demographic dividend that we boast of is in danger of turning into a demographic millstone. You, as young doctors, have a great responsibility to nurture our human resources, especially our children. You are so few. India has 1 doctor for 1,681 persons, according to 2016 data, and 1 government doctor for 11,528 persons, against the WHO norm of 1 doctor for 1,000 persons. We produce only 55,000 graduate doctors and 25,000 postgraduate doctors every year. Each one of you will carry the burden of at least 2 doctors. And for the doctor practicing general medicine, the burden will be higher. Nowhere in the world but India is a doctor required to examine 300 outpatients every day, as we find in our government hospitals. Our healthcare system is broadly divided into 3 categories: public or government hospitals, private for-profit hospitals, and private not-for-profit hospitals. The last category is diminishing and may soon become minuscule in proportion. We must have a clear idea of the relative roles of public and private hospitals. If the former vacates the space in healthcare, the latter will naturally grow to occupy that space resulting in far-reaching consequences to the poor and the middle classes. In my view, public hospitals must have a large presence in every state of the country and must cover the entire spectrum from primary health centers to tertiary care hospitals to super specialty hospitals. Will public hospitals provide medical care on par with the private hospitals? And will they be able to attract doctors, nurses and technicians who are as good as the medical personnel in private hospitals? AIIMS New Delhi, JIPMER Chandigarh and JIPMER Puducherry do just that today, and there is no reason why such institutions cannot be set up all over the country. Because of lackadaisical administration, public hospitals are seen as inefficient, turning away patients and refusing to take normal risks while treating a patient. In many places, they have become just referral hospitals and refer critical patients to private hospitals. Will this stop? And will doctors and administrators of public hospitals focus on retaining patients and treating them? Notwithstanding free public hospitals and availability of health insurance, nearly every patient bears out of his or her pocket a substantial cost of medical care. The data of 2014 shows that the rural population spent on an average 5,636 rupees for hospitalized treatment in a public hospitals and 21,726 rupees in a private hospital. In the case of urban population, the corresponding numbers were rupees 7,670 and rupees 32,375. This and other data give rise to the question if India's healthcare system is becoming more and more unequal. I'll leave you with these questions. Medicine is not just another profession. Whether you serve in a private hospital or a public hospital, you have an awesome responsibility. Each one of you owe duty not only to yourself and your family, but also to the society, and in particular to your patients. A lot of people envy you because their wards and their children did not gain admission to study medicine. I admire you for aspiring to study and practice medicine. We entrust to your hands the welfare of the people of this country, especially of our children. If you take care of our children, the children as adults will take care of the country and of everyone who lives in this country. My congratulations and good wishes to the faculty, the parents, and the graduating class. May your path be guided by wisdom and compassion. Thank you.